My name is Timothy from Hong Kong, and I am work in the hospital authority, at the head office, and this slide, okay. So at the corner is our logo. You see patient center with a heart. Okay, this is our vision. So what I'm going to present today is the pharmaceutical product supply chain modernization, what we have done these years. So in my presentation, I divide into 4 parts. The first one is some background information or situation of the pharmaceutical supply in Hong Kong public healthcare sector. And then I will move on to the supply chain modernization project, and then the outcomes or accomplishment, and finally the future development will be discussed. Okay, let me start. So do you know where is Hong Kong? Okay, Southeast Asia. It is a special administrative region of China. Okay, so how many of you have been to Hong Kong? Could you raise your hand? Wow, so many. Okay, so as long as you have been to Hong Kong, you will know that Hong Kong is a small but a crowded place, right? So we have a high population density. Population is 7.2 million, but with a small place. You can see that this is the night scene of Hong Kong. Fantastic, right? But there's so many high buildings, and it's so crowded with buildings. So let me move on to the healthcare system. It is predominated by the public sector, which is governed and supported by the Food and Health Bureau. Under the Bureau, we have 2 major parties you have to know. One is the Department of Health. It is the regulatory body and set out all the rules, regulations. And we are the Hong Kong Hospital Authority. Okay, this is the organization that provides the majority of the public health service. Okay, here is a chart that shows you that among the hospital bed days, over 90% are in the public hospitals. So you can see that the balance of private and public. Okay, from finance perspective, there are 16.8 of the government recurrent expenditure is allocated to the medical and health service, amongst which there is 90% allocated to HA. So you see that the HA is so an important organization for the healthcare in Hong Kong. Okay. So this slide shows you the service covered by the HA. That you can see that our hospitals and clinics are all over the territories. We are managing 42 hospitals and over 100 clinics. Talking about 162 pharmacies and over 200 pharmacy stores. So now I move on to the magnitude of our pharmaceutical supplies. We have 1,600 something number of drug items. The item sources is talking about 5,700 something. And we have over 1,000 order lines, transaction lines per day, and it covers 9% of our HA expenditure. So you see that the business, our drug supply is so big. Okay, go further to the item source. It is so diversified that we have 775 pharmaceutical companies and come from 54 countries of origins. You can see that it comes from different places like US, Europe, Hong Kong itself, and then some other places. So this is some kind of problems that we face, that the sources are from various regions, and we have to move something forward or implement something. We have difficulties. So what's the supply chain problems in the past? We face several problems. One is manual process, Yeah, this is limited space, and then unstandardized barcoding and track and trace limitation. I will explain one by one with examples. Okay, first is the menu processes. We send out a purchase order to the vendors with emails, fax, or by post. And we have a menu process for checking during goods received. And then we have paper documentation, the delivery notes, and then many menu data entries. This is some kind of a menu process we do it in the past. Okay, the limited space. We face the problem of continuously increasing service demand. So you can see that our stores are crowded with the boxes of goods. And then we were using old-fashioned storage facilities. And we have many bulky items in the pharmacy, like IV fluids or parenteral nutritional products. And many of our products does not bear a barcode. Even if they carry it, it is unstandardized. We found some rarely used AI. We found that some is not GTIN. Some barcode are quite nice, but in red color, which is difficult to scan. And then some is come with lots of barcodes, so I don't know which one we should scan. And this track and trace limitation. We pharmacy have to track and trace the batch number and expiry date. But in our old system, we require manual entry, and there is no functionality to enable track and trace. Okay, this is our old days. So we go on with the supply chain modernization project. Okay, we have to set up the key initiative. This is the initiative by HA several years ago. I highlight these words. Introduce barcoding, and then automatically check what's received against what's ordered, and then automatically track and trace the drugs to the point of issue. We set this initiative. And then, here are some key things we have gone through. Okay, I have, there's so many things we have done, but I have highlighted a few key things to you. One is standardization. I think it is very important. As David just said, we love standardization. Okay, actually love standardization, especially GS1 standard. Okay, so, whoa, too fast. Okay, so we adopted a lot of GS1 standards like GTIN, GLN, and then the AI, and then GDIN barcode standards. Okay, I won't go into details because there are so many experts here. Okay. Another is the process engineering. So we change our mindset, we change our workflow from some sophisticated process to some modernized and automated process. We implemented ERP system, the enterprise resource planning, and we use Oracle. And we established the EDI network, electronic data interchange network, with our vendors. Okay, we have hardware preparation because we promote scanning, so we have to set up Wi-Fi in all the pharmacy stores, and then we have to purchase, provide scanners for them to scan, and then real-time upload to the inventory system. Okay, and last but not least is the vendor engagement and staff engagement. I will speak more about this too. Okay, vendor engagement. In fact, we have around 200 active suppliers with business with HA. So we don't deal with all of them at one time. So what's the approach? We take by batches. So first batch is 14 suppliers, and then second batch is 13. So it's talking about 9% and 9%. It's what the effort we put in. And then what's the outcome? These two vendors, these two batches of vendors, in fact, has occupied or talking about 86% of the order lines. You see, small effort and then big outcomes. So that is important to know which is your major vendors. Okay. And staff engagement is equally important because we have to let the staff know the changes, accept the changes. So we provide trainings, arrange site visits, and then publish newsletters for the staff. Okay, so what's the accomplishment or what's the outcomes? So where are we now? We have these things. First, we have the item source, 50% of them with GT already. I think this is quite promising. And then we have 86% of all the lines processed through EDI. Later, I will tell you what's the improvement here. And then we have the revamped goods received processes with ASN, the advanced shipping notice, and SSCC labels, the serial shipping container code labels. Okay, and we have modernized the storage space and facilities. Okay, I will explain a little bit on the revamped goods received. So imagine that we issue a EDI PO to the vendors, and then the vendor, when their goods are ready, they will send us advanced shipping notice. Okay. So it is somehow in the system with the information in the ASN will be validated against what we have ordered already. If there's something wrong, the ASN will be rejected and back to the supplier. On the other hand, if it is accepted, we will generate a message to the supplier so that the supplier knows that, oh, now you are ready to deliver the goods to us. Okay? So once the ASN is okay, confirmed that, the supplier will arrange delivery to the hospitals, and they will put the SSCC label on the logistic unit. Okay, when it comes to the pharmacy, we just do some checking and then just scan. All this information will be entered into our inventory system. So easy, so convenient. Okay, so in the past, we have numerous steps to complete the data entry manually. You can imagine that when we received, we have to key in the PO, and then the item number, and then batch number, expiry date, quantity, etc. for each transaction line, so that we can update our inventory for the receipt. But now, we have automation, we have electronic data transmission, and then we have barcode scanning. All this process, just a few minutes, scan, do it, and then all this information will be updated to our system. Okay. So improve the efficiency, and there is improvement in accuracy too. Okay, not only HA, but also the supplier has a benefit from the supply chain modernization. We have a lot of EDI communication every day, over 2,000 messages with all these vendors to communicate with PO, ASN, and batch number, expiry date, etc. So it has come up with less manual data entry at both sides. As I said, for us, we goods receive and then scan, and then all those information have it. From the vendor side, they also receive our electronic information of the PO, so that when they receive our EDI PO, all those electronic information can be used. They don't need to enter all those purchase order information as before. And we have checked out our past record that in the past 6 months, we have 809 rejected ASN. What does that mean? Imagine that if a supplier is going to deliver something wrong, not comply with the PO information to the pharmacy, and then the goods is come to pharmacy. I'm talking about without ASN. It come to pharmacy, and then if the pharmacy can spot it, the goods have to be rejected and then send it back to the supplier, and then they have to re-deliver to us again. On the other hand, if the pharmacy cannot spot it, the consequence may be serious, may be harmful to the patients. So those rejected ASN is of great importance. It reduced the number of wrong delivery by suppliers. And then it decreased the risk of wrong receiving by the pharmacy. So you see, the ASN is so important. Okay, here's some picture on the modernized store design and storage facilities. You see, much nicer, right? Okay, so again, where are we now? We have increased accuracy, improved efficiency, and modernized and automated processes, and enable us to track and trace. So, is that all? No, of course not. We have further developments. What's that? Up to now, we have track and trace to the supplier, and then they deliver goods to the pharmacy store. We have track and trace up to here. But we have difficulty to further track and trace to the working store and onward to the point of care. In fact, our ultimate goal as a professional, we really want to have track and trace to the point of care. I read the program booklet that I know that you are in the afternoon. There is some topic on the point of care scanning. In fact, in our organization, we also promoting point of care scanning. We have scanned the patient label, the drug label, to verify, to make sure this is right patient, right dose, right time, etc. But from end to end, we are broken here. We can't have the track and trace from pharmacy store to working store. What's the problem? Let me say a little bit more. So we have the barcodes on the logistic unit like this. And then the outer cartons, pallets, or even the outer packing of each item, we have barcode. But you see the other levels, down to the sales pack, or even each box, or even each blister. We don't have the barcode now. So what if we move from the main store to the working store, that we don't have the barcode to further proceed with the information, so that we don't have the standardized barcode at this level, so the information cannot be inherited and carried forward. That's the problems here. Of course, we still have opportunities ahead, because you see from this complicated picture, the supply chain in the healthcare system is so complicated. There are so many steps inside, you see, so many steps. So we review all those steps and see if there is anything we can improve. Bear in mind that the modernized supply chain can enable us to product traceability, can enhance the medical safety, and advance patient care. So we are still looking forward to product readiness. We hope the manufacturer will one day provide the barcode on the individual sales pack and the upper level as well. And we look forward to the advanced technology with, for example, RFID to make it easier for the process. Okay. So I also share with you some other potential areas for us to explore, like the VMI, the vendor managed inventory. As I said, in HA or in the pharmacy, there are a lot of bulky items which has occupied most of our storage space. So we are exploring the feasibility of VMI so that the vendor can manage our inventory and then deliver the goods directly to the wards so that the pharmacy can free up space. Another potential areas we will explore is the new pharmacy service model, like refill prescription at designated outlet, so that we don't have to keep so many goods in the store. This is to cope with the increasing demand and limited storage space in our pharmacy. Okay, so I hope this presentation can give you an idea that what we have done in Hong Kong and what was the problem and what we are going to do. Okay, so here's the end of my presentation. Thank you very much.